The Pharaoh is the heart of Egypt. The land is its body, and the people are its blood. One day you will rule Egypt, my son. Your armies will thunder across the boundless desert. And it shall tremble beneath them, as it shook beneath the pounding feet of the countless men who toiled in the burning sun to build your grandfather's eternal resting place. He was Egypt, just as I am Egypt, and as you will be Egypt. His face is my face, and your face. His strength, our strength, for his blood runs in our veins. He labored a lifetime to build this monument, which now watches over us. And when it was complete, so too was his life complete. Yet even as my father was taken by Anubis, a new life came forth. And as your grandfather was bound in fine linen, so were you wrapped in swaddling clothes. And a new day dawned for Egypt. In time, each pharaoh must heed the call of Osiris and embark on a final journey to the immortal realm. For when the day of Pharaoh's reign is at an end, so the night of his eternal sleep begins. While he slumbers undisturbed, so shall Egypt endure.
Alrighty, welcome ladies and gentlemen to Pharaoh and Cleopatra. I think we're just going to get right into it. This is me testing the widescreen mod that we're going to be using. I'll talk a bit more about that in a second. This is somewhat recently I played through the first 2 missions, I think it is. I think I got to the 3rd one, yeah. But I've decided to go ahead and actually do a playthrough of this game on the channel, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of that and create it again. Not a super Egyptian sounding name, but at least I don't think so. But I think we're gonna go ahead and go with it. Yeah, and let's get straight into it. Partially, don't want to just hang about on the main menu, but also partially because the in-game sound volume is very, very high for me right now. And you can't actually change the volume until you actually get into a mission. So we're gonna go ahead. Pre-dynastic period. Should I read everything? I'll go ahead and read everything. Pre-dynastic period. Your family begins the pre-dynastic period leading a small band of nomads through their discovery of the arts of civilization. Your leadership helps to set Egypt on its course to eventual greatness, still glimpsed only dimly.
It is said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So may the story of a great nation begin with one dream. The Red Land has given birth to such a dream. Clans of nomads carry it in their heart, across the immeasurable desert and into the land of Egypt.
Welcome to ancient Egypt, land of the pharaohs. Here you'll participate in the history of one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever seen. In an epic story that spans more than 15 centuries and 24 generations. You must lead one family, generation by generation, from its earliest beginnings in Egyptian prehistory, through the dawn of civilization, to the establishment of a unique and powerful empire and beyond. Our story begins more than 5,000 years ago, along the banks of the Nile River in an area known as Nubt. Here, a small confederacy of clans struggles to eke out an existence in the harsh environment. With you at its head, your family leads this small settlement.
Alrighty. Nubt. Nubt? You know something I think I might do, actually? I might actually see if I can find a map with the locations that you build in on this game, the locations where stuff happens, where the missions happen in this game. See if I can find a map and actually, you know, show where we are on an actual map. I think that'd be kind of cool. But yes, I think we're going to leave the difficulty at normal. I don't want this to be a super stressful playthrough. Kind of want to take it easy and chill and, you know, not really rush things along. But at the same time, I do want there to be at least some difficulty, so we're going to go with normal. Alright, Alright, I think I'll go ahead and read this and then discuss a bit about what this playthrough is going to be. Housing and roads. First things this village will need are housing to provide settlers with a suitable place to live, and a network of roads to allow its eventual inhabitants to find their way around easily and efficiently. Build areas of housing, and you'll see people move into the village. Roads. Know how to build roads. At every intersection, walkers must choose which way to go, so each intersection lessens your control over their actual routes. I do remember this. Plan roads carefully, with as few intersections as possible, to ensure that people walk where you want them to. Path by which these migrants reach your city is known as the Kingdom Road. I believe that's this. And like, on every map, it's the first road that's, like, actually on the map before you even start. Migrants always need free passage from the Kingdom Road to the city's housing areas. If you isolate some neighborhood from this vital link to the outside world, its homes will simply disappear. No. Okay. No, go on. Okay, first things first. I'm going to hit P to pause it, and take a moment to discuss a few things about this playthrough. First off, I, personally, have played this game quite a bit, actually, but it has been a very, very, very long time since I've played it. More than the first two missions. Recently, I did play through the first two missions and decided, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do a playthrough of it. Hence why we're here. But ages and ages ago, I did used to play it quite a bit, but I was never very good at it. And there was a fairly significant length of time when I just kind of didn't really read very much. I just kind of did things in games. So, you know, that's not exactly conducive to being very good at them. So, I technically have quite a bit of experience with this game, but it is a long time ago, and I was not really good at it anyway, so broadly speaking, I will be relearning, re-remembering, and actually learning this, how to play this game throughout this playthrough. I'm gonna go ahead and just start. I generally know how to do the first portion of this at the very least. Yes, so that's my experience with the game. If anyone watching this hasn't played this game or doesn't know what it is, well, basically it is a city building and management type game set in ancient Egypt. I'm not really sure what else to say about it other than that, honestly. I think really the best way to explain it is to just play through it and see what happens. See how it plays, rather than me sitting here and trying to, you know, tell people what the game is. Now, as for the widescreen mod I mentioned at the beginning, first off, I will leave a link in the description to the Steam page where I got the information for where to find it, where to download it, and how to use it. Pretty straightforward. But what it does is, as you can see here, it essentially lets the main game window be larger depending on your resolution. I don't think it changes like the sidebar and the top bar from the default resolutions, but the main screen where everything happens is allowed to fit to your chosen resolution. I believe it also lets things be zoomed out a little bit more, at least it feels like it. Maybe it's just... maybe I'm just imagining that, but I think that's the case. Either way, the main thing that it does is this main game window here. It doesn't... as you saw in the beginning, the main menu and some of the mission menus and stuff like that, the overseers are at the default largest resolution, and they apparently can't really get bigger. But for actually playing the game, the widescreen mod is really nice. It definitely lets things breathe more when you're playing. I think that's definitely the best way to describe it. And like I said, I'll leave a link in the description to the Steam page where I found the information. Other than that, there is one more thing to go over, and that is that quite recently, I think it's about 2 weeks ago as of this recording-ish, but quite recently, they released a... not a remaster, it's a remake of this game on Steam. And in regards to that, I think a fairly fair question to ask is, why am I playing the old version of Pharaoh and not Pharaoh A New Era? Why am I not playing, the new one? Well, simply, there's two main reasons for it that are also interconnected. First, I don't really have the money to be spending on games at the moment. And if I were to spend money on a game, it would really need to be worth the investment. And looking at the Steam reviews of Pharaoh: A New Era, the new game, remaster, remake thing, it's seeming like it would not be worth the investment. The reviews are mixed overall. And actually reading through them, it seems like the game is just not fully there. There's a lot of balance issues, it seems like, and other issues, changes made that kind of aren't really an improvement. One of the big things seems to be the improved visuals of the game, and frankly, I don't really see anything wrong with this old game's visuals anyway, so not really any draw for me there. So overall, at least for now, it seems like it's not worth it for me to spend the money to get the new game. Especially since I currently have Pharaoh and Cleopatra, so I can just play it without spending any money. So, well, that's what I'm going to do. Other than that, no, actually, I think that's about it. If anybody has any questions, let me know. I'm going to release this here prologue episode explaining the playthrough, and then I'm going to immediately release episode 1, where we're going to actually do this mission. What was the name of this village? Nooped, I think. I'm not too sure about the pronunciation of that, but yeah, something like that. But yeah, if you're interested in this playthrough, go watch that. But either way, thank you for watching, take care, and farewell.